I've got left to right, Kiki Irifen, head coach Lindsay Gottlieb, and Kennedy Smith. We'll start with an opening statement, and then raise your hands. I'll bring you the microphone for questions.
Thanks, you guys. Great atmosphere here in Seattle. UW's really good. No one knows better than me that they're better than their record. I think they're an NCAA tournament team, and they came with a great game plan like they always do. I'm proud of our ability to figure it out. I thought for the second game in a row, we had a ton of energy in the fourth quarter. I think I can't credit our strength coach enough. She's really good. Kelly D, but really our players I think it was more of an attitude adjustment that rather than, allow Washington to impose a game plan on us, we kind of imposed our will on them. Always helps when shots go down as well. And, really tough win on the road, and we'll take it and go home and, look at the good things we did and learn from the things that we can do better and, push forward for our last weekend at home.
A question for either Kennedy or Kiki. This is one of the biggest crowds UW's had all season. Obviously, you guys seem to sort of draw crowds everywhere you go. Combination of Juju's star power and the team having a lot of success lately. Do you feel extra pressure to perform when you see those big crowds, or is it almost like better because you have a bit of a home crowd everywhere you go? Like, what is your mentality seeing those big crowds, and even when you're traveling out of the state?
I don't think it's any pressure. I think it's just toning into what we have to do. It's definitely no pressure, just coming out there and doing what we have to do. I don't think the crowd should affect how we play, but just staying as a team in general and honing in on our scout and not letting the crowd affect us is really what we focus on instead of the outside noise.
And then for Kiki and or Coach, obviously big win over UCLA before this one. What was sort of the message coming into this game to make sure the team didn't get too high, didn't get complacent, and maybe not come into this game with enough fight to pull it out? What was that message, particularly because you have more freshmen on the team this year than you had last year?
Yeah, I wasn't too worried about that. I think they understand that the nature, of this game was that we're competing for a championship, and UW is competing to get in the NCAA tournament. And every game, the most important game is always your next game. So I didn't. I know the natural thing is to kind of feel let down, but I think that's why the crowd is great. The energy level is great, but I think our players understand, the urgency of every game that's left.
And then you mentioned the fourth quarter, obviously kind of the quarter that won you guys this game. What changes, if any, did you make, or was it just really the energy that seemed to turn up in that fourth quarter?
Obviously threes going down is always a big thing, but I think the momentum shifted because our energy level shifted. I thought, we got out in transition. We turned them over a bit. I think it's, Washington's a really good team who's going to come with a game plan, but I think we decided to kind of impose our will with what we do well, a little bit more, with a little bit more intent.
Sorry about that. Coach, you've touched on it a few times, just how Washington has come prepared, obviously came prepared for a game like this, but they've pushed a bunch of other good teams this year as well. Can you expand a little bit on why you think they are such a good team, just, obviously despite the record?
Tina's a great coach. They run a system that is difficult to guard. They put multiple, shooters on the floor, which space is, and lets them get to what they like. And then really for us defensively, they try to pack things in and not guard some people and make it a little bit disruptive in that way. But we're just too good for that now, I think, when we're able to knock down shots, because, we obviously have a team that if you're going to leave people open or double and triple team, Juju or anyone else, we're going to find the open person, and eventually people are going to make shots. But in addition, before those shots fall, I think defensively we're so good typically that we can create offense off of that as well.
For Kiki, I'd just like to hear what you thought about playing against Alea Daniels in this one. She's someone that Washington uses to guard just about anybody. Her versatility is really big for them. I know you guys had a couple battles in this one. Just what did you think about the way that she was able to handle you and maybe some of your teammates?
I think she's a key player for Washington, and she did what she needed to do, but we won the game, so.
And then last one for me, Coach. Just Savia Sellers for Washington had a good amount of points in that fourth quarter to really help kind of buoy them in this one. What did you think about having to guard her and how she kind of led the charge for Washington there late?
Yeah, I mean, she has a tough matchup. She's continues to improve. Obviously, her ability to shoot the three and get downhill makes her a tough matchup. They're really good. You know, like I said, I'm not surprised that they came, you know, ready to give us a really good game, and that's what we expect from everybody. But she's talented. You know, Delea's talented. They're a good team. We just know, you know, what our standards are, and we don't expect people to back down. We want to be as good as we need to be to kind of take care of business when we need to.
Last one's here.
Lindsay, Kaylee Heckle seemed to kind of start that in the second half, just disrupting things at the top of that press, knocked down a couple shots. I mean, for a freshman, what have you seen of her to kind of be that spark sometimes?
Yeah, I mean, I think we are where we are record-wise because of our depth and just our talent across the board. And I think people have really just started to believe in their ability to come in and impact the game. She's incredibly fast. She's playing with a lot of confidence. You know, she missed, I think, her first couple of threes, and then she drove one. I was like, no, you shoot that if you're open. And then she made a critical one. But I thought her energy level just picked up our tempo. We were trying to create tempo, whereas Washington wants it more half court. So I think she helped us try to create some of the tempo that got us going.
Thanks, everyone.